hurricane, but they had a really good restaurant that we used to go to and eat over there sometimes just to go out and do something different. So over to you, Kev, KK4GZQ, WC40.
Hey, Don, beautiful copy over here this morning. WC4D in the group, KK4GZQ. Morning to you, Don, Perry. Did Gary sign out? I'm not sure. Charlie, Jerry up in Greenwood. Good morning. I'm going to turn it to Gary, or to Jerry rather, because I've not been following along real close, and I think that you're all set up here. But Jerry, if you would just turn it where it goes if it doesn't come your way. So I'm on the 610 this morning, mousetrap here at about 300 watts. And it's actually done. I've been telling everybody we're leaving out Friday night, Saturday morning. We leave out Saturday night, Sunday morning. I got up there talking to my stepdad yesterday, and I was like, oh, yeah, that is right. So, anyway, we'll go pick up the van. I think it's available to us Saturday night at 6 p.m. So I'm going to run up here to the Bluegrass Airport, pick it up, and then we'll come back and load it. And I'll probably spend the night with them up there in town, and then we'll get up at about 3:30 a.m. and we'll jump in the van and I'll start driving while they sleep for the first couple, 3 hours. So my brother will probably stay awake with me some. So anyway, got everything pretty much settled here. All buckled down and ready for me to be gone, and got everything, I guess, where it needs to be. I've got pretty much everything packed. I want to go over a few more things with my 570 and my antenna hardware, my coax and everything, just make sure everything looks right, and see if I've got what I need to be able to make some transmissions and get an antenna up down there. So anyway, it's going to be Saturday night, so I should be in here for the old military radio net Saturday morning, and we'll spend most of the day here. I guess Kentucky's got a bye this weekend in sports and football, so we won't have a ball game. And other than that, everything's good. Life's good down here, guys. Here it comes over to you, Jerry. KE9U to take it. KK4GZQ. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Jerry. Yes, it must have been great. Yeah, just nice to hear short and longer this morning. Well, long too. Yeah, Gary did sign. He had to go, and Neil, I think he was Massachusetts this time. And but Don, on a quick break, how long have you been retired? I thought you'd been retired a while. Has it just been recent?
Oh no, I retired when I was 62, so it's been 6 years old.
Oh, okay, that's right. Wait a minute, you're still not used to it yet? I know it took me about 8 months, but I'm acclimated now, so anyway, yeah, you're a bit older than me too, by the way. Just kidding you. But anyway, we are the same size. Yeah, I thought, man, wait a minute. I thought he's been retired a number of years. I thought, how's he not getting used to today yet? No, I don't know what day it is either. It is really interestingly strange what day it is, even yet. Yeah, I do the same. It's every day's a day, and Kevin, okay, on Sunday morning, so, well, that's good. Yeah, your brother is like me. He'll make it for a short while, then when you're sitting there, he dozing off. It's not hard to do. I'm sure you've seen that. Does he snore like I do? With the head back in the seat. Keeps you awake that way, but I know you guys will have fun. And Charlie, okay on the Omni, but I was wondering about that. But yeah, that 590 computer controlled and stuff like that's pretty slick. Of course, I guess they're all the new stuff's that way now. But I haven't had a new rig in a while. But, anyway, Charlie, here it comes to you. And that's the group from your K4FNY, KE90.
Okay, Jerry, KE9U, K4FNY. Good morning, Kevin. Nice to hear you this morning. And, boy, good luck on your trip to the Sunshine State. I'll tell you what, I can use some beach time myself. Well, it'll be a struggle for me to get out to the beach. Going in that van. So I can get up under one of those big palm trees with my Adirondack chair, my beverage with a paper umbrella in it, and my binoculars. What's it gonna take the fishing pole, Kevin? I always used to do that when I go down to Sanibel's. Take a fishing pole and get a 3-day or a week license. And fish in the canals behind the condominium. And that was a lot of fun. I never kept any of the fish. I didn't want to food with the things. I let the restaurant fish my fish. So I didn't enjoy catching them and releasing them. No saltwater fish is hard to catch. And my son had a big time doing that too. He'd never experienced saltwater fishing. Those Jack Cabells he called. They're pretty good fighters. Anyway, I don't think we're going to do that this year. Maybe next spring we may go for a week and spend some time down there and leave some tourist dollars down there for them. I know they need it. And Donna didn't realize you were retired. But there's nothing like it. I should have retired at 62 myself. I worked too long. I worked till I was 67. So that was just too long. All that time you need to go ahead and leave and turn things over to another generation is what I did. And my boss replaced me with a really smart guy. I was impressed. I told him you get somebody that's a whole lot younger and a whole lot smarter than me. And I don't know about that. And it turned out that he worked out really good. Anyway, over to you, Perry. 33 MMR in the group, K4FNY.
K4FNY in the group. Let me, W3MMR. All right, Charlie, real good. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, buddy. How are you? I hope all is well. Big signal coming out of Nonesuch this morning, my friend. Great to hear you as always. Just on the Anon, which I'm sure you heard. But everybody's sounding real great this morning. Band's a little bit on the loud side, but it's you guys are all coming over it just fine. Messing around with the recording stuff this morning. Forgot to press record a little bit ago, so I missed a little bit of the beginning of our QSO, but it's okay. Seems that people are enjoying the videos again, which is nice. I'm glad people are getting some use out of them, man. And maybe I'll do some live streaming or stuff eventually. But this is a lot easier because it's not, I can edit things if need be. It's not, live, and you know how live TV is, man. Anyway, Don, I was only off for 2 days, not 2 weeks. If I was off for 2 weeks, I probably wouldn't go back. I don't know how I would. Man, and God bless you guys that are retired. There's times, days where I'm at work, I'm like, man, I wish I could just be retired, man. This is crap. I don't want to be here, But then it's like, you think about it, it's like, man, I get really bored really fast when I'm sitting at home, And after a couple days, I'm ready to go back to work. So, man, it's been an eventful few weeks, or eventful few days here. Been real busy though. It hasn't been like I've been sitting on my butt for the past 2 days, man. I'm trying to make progress, make some changes. So, trying to keep stepping in the right direction, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Jerry, I'd love to hear more about that radio of yours, that Ranger. Because if I remember correctly, I believe he's saying it's all solid stated for the most part. I probably actually have a recording of you telling me about it somewhere dug deep in the archives, but I don't know where it is, but because that thing sounds so good, Jerry. I mean, really good, and it's you sparked my interest after I blew up that grid current shunt resistor, that 20 ohm shunt resistor the other day. You know, and I've been digging in there. I only had a 22 ohm resistor, a 2 watter up from a half watt, so I threw that in there because the 20 watter in the manual says it's got a tolerance of plus or minus 10%, so 22 is going to be fine. And I did the math, like the difference is negligible, really. So threw that in there, but just it's something to like prevent this from happening again, if possible, would be great. Because that meter switch is a pain in the arse to get into it. I only have one. I have one left. They're unobtainium, but I guess Timmy was telling me about an upgraded version of the switch. I don't know where I could get one, but he was mentioning it. So maybe you can mention that on the next go round. And Don, I wonder what radio you're on this morning, Don. It sounds great. I wonder if you're on the race box or if you finally got some of that gear over there fired up, like that 4-1000. Don, you got a lot of work to do. You're retired. You got time on your hands. Let's go. Come on, motivation, Don. I'll keep messaging you throughout the days and be like, come on, man, you get it done yet? You get it done yet? To the point where you end up blocking me. Down to you, Don. Here it comes, buddy. WC4D and the big group here, W3MMR.
I'm on a rice box this morning. I'm on my Icon 7600 into the AL 1500 this morning. I was talking to Jerry earlier. I don't know if you heard it or not, but I'm going to do something with this Ranger 2 that I have, and I want to run it into my Johnson Thunderbolt that I have. And I'm going to... the Johnson Thunderbolt's ready to go, but I'm going to tear it all apart, and I'm going to outboard the power supply because I can't pick it up no more. It weighs about 128 pounds, and getting older, man, is no fun. You lose your strength. It's incredible the stuff you can't do. You think you can until you go to grab a hold of something and like, holy crap, it's stuck to the floor. It's not stuck. I just can't pick up that much no more. So, yeah, the 128 pounds is too much to manage. So if I figure if I outboard the power supply on the thing, that it'll probably cut the weight in half. And if I can do 60 and 60, I can pick up 60 pounds, no problem. And I'll tell you what, I can honestly say I've never been bored a day in my life. I don't even know the term, hardly. I was ready to retire when I retired. I was pretty well broke down when I just had my second knee replacement, and my hip replacement. So with 2 knee replacements and a hip replacement, I figured the workforce out there doesn't need me anymore. So I decided I wasn't going to be doing that no more. So I went ahead and retired at 62. But I never, to me, a day is just like minutes. I'll look at it, it's 11 o'clock. Next thing I know, it's 4 o'clock. And where the rest of the day goes to, I putz around, I do this, I do that, I go out, cut the grass. There's always stuff to do, like all this radio stuff. You're right, the motivation part to get it done is the part that really is the hardest part to do. And I have a horrible time motivating myself, staying on task. When I get something, I'll start off like a house on fire, and I'll just go and go. And then all of a sudden, when it comes to the end to finish it, I've lost interest in it, and I put it over to the side. That's why the 2.4 1000 amplifiers are just sitting there, and the SX28s could be sitting there for a while. I thought that was just going to be a winter project. It might be a lifelong project. Them things are a lot tougher than I thought they were. And there's some capacitors that could just, I don't know, you're going to have the hands of a surgeon to get to some of them. I don't know how you can get to some of them even. It's got to have to be disassembled or something to get to it. And Kevin, okay, Sunday, Saturday, it's all good. You're still going to be gone for 2 weeks though, right? And like Charlie said, them little paper umbrellas and adult drinks aren't bad on the beach. And it's a good time of year to go. Monday or Sunday, my son's driving to Miami Sunday to go to work down there. He's none too excited about it. But he does get paid for the whole time he's driving there, so I told him, well, you could be up there 160 foot on a lift out I think that he's going to have to work on down there. on a building, on the side of a building, putting a big sign up on the side of it, letters or something. He said they're 6 feet tall. I said, well, you can either be doing that or you can get paid the same amount of money for driving. So which one's the better of the two? You know, you can either sit there and work or whatever. So anyway, he's not too excited about going there. But yeah, I love being retired. I'm really good at it, and I think my wife will have a horrible time being retired. She's younger than I am, and she don't know what to do with herself. She needs to be doing something. She needs projects all the time. So I don't know how that's going to work out for her when she retires. But I offered to give her lessons, but she says it's boring watching me do nothing. So I don't have her enthusiasm. So over to you, Jerry. KE9U WC4D.
Oh, okay, I thought it. Where's Kevin? Fine, Kevin.
Oops.
Was there also a braking station in there, over? Is anybody hearing him?
A real light here, and looks like the carrier keeps folding back according to the SDR, so it might be hitting it a little hard. Try again, Brager. Yeah, whoever that is, I had to go over to sideband to copy you. It's definitely I heard you say modulating downwards. Yeah, it's definitely folding back for sure. So maybe you can get it squared away by the next by when Kevin turns it up to Jerry, and we'll get you in here. Down to you, Kev. KK4G ZQW3MMR.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll take it here for a second, and I'll turn it back to the braking station. And the braking station, KE9U, Kilo Echo 9 Uniform, Jerry over in Greenwood, Indiana. W3MMR at the group, KK4GZQ. Well, Don, Jerry was banging on the table and coaching you. That got me going good here. Anyway, geez, oh Pete, you guys are great. And the band conditions are really good other than the braking station here. Just a couple things, I'll move it along here. Well, Don, of course you mentioned Mexico Beach and whatnot. The red tide has moved. It has been more present in the St. George Island, Apalachicola area, etc., East Point, all that, St. Joe. It is now moved around to the west and along the coast, and it's lining up right there at Tyndall Air Force Base, Don. It's almost right on the shore, and some really good red-colored the satellite imagery on the National Center for Coastal Ocean Science, the NCCOS satellite map of red tide in Florida, if you want to take a look at it. Shows that it's moved out of our area and gone on west, around the Horn there. So, and everything's looking real good for our stay, and also the 10-day forecast is showing good temperatures, highs up there in the high 70s to around 80, and lows in the 60s at night. So we may hit it good this year. And other than that, Charlie mentioned fishing. My brother, gosh, I'm so lucky to have my brother on this. He's got all the poles ready. All of them have new line on them. He's got the new little deals made up with the sinker and the slip, whatever. It's all beyond me, but he sets me up to fish. He likes having a fishing buddy, and I like having to set me up and do all that. I just like to walk out there and start casting. So, and Charlie, we're staying on what would be considered, I guess, the west end of the island. If there's a west, the island kind of runs in a northeast, southwest fashion, but I'm on the southwest end of the island in what they call the plantation. It's the gated part of the island. And on that particular end, Charlie, they have what they call the government cut. They cut through the island there to make a shortcut for boats to travel through. And it's not used that frequently. There's not a whole lot of traffic in it. But they named it after the famous Bob Sykes. We had a discussion about him in here one morning. I think John K4VZS had some info on Bob Sykes, but a prominent figure in the Florida Panhandle, I think, maybe all of Florida. But in that particular cut, the fish also take the shortcut, and it's good fishing over there. So with that, let me send it over to the braking station, and Don, I'm the king of having too many irons in the fire and running around, can't figure out what to do, and I've got flags lit all over the place around me. I've got power projects, power washing projects, the trailer project I'm working on. If you look around and you see, well, he started that. Anyway, I'm going to send it to the braking station and over to KE9U from there. At the braking station, take it from KK4GZQ in the group.
Yeah, I think he's done transmitting, Jerry.
Okay. Yeah, Perry. I mean, I'm not getting anything at all from whoever that is. So not sure the location. So, but yeah, it's information is on for a water valve for me. It's just not able to tell when he starts or stops. So yeah, hopefully somebody else is here. But if you're hearing me, good morning. My name's Jerry, and I'm located here in Greenwood, Indiana, which is real close to Indianapolis. But let's see here. I lost my train of thought. And yeah, I was kind of laughing at the retirement comment too. But Don, your wife will have a new purpose when she retires. She's going to drive you nuts. I did my wife. She's always been a housewife, but homemakers, they say, which is a job. Well, I'm telling you, but yeah, I think she took her a while to get used to me being around and trying to figure out stuff to do as well. So yeah, she'll drive me silly. So I'm sure there'll be some interesting comments and conversations in your house when that happens. Pretty good. Anyway, of course, the grandkids or something close enough, that'll help alleviate that. They keep you busy. And Perry, yeah, I think we talked about it before, but yeah, this thing's pretty much gone through the MC coached me on this. And yeah, those shunts and everything for the meter, it's all been moved here. I put those on mostly terminal strips since I got more room on the chassis now, so it's easier to get to that stuff. And I'm not using the VFO either, so it's an external DDS. So yeah, this thing's pretty much just reconstructed, so probably deeper than most people. In fact, some people didn't like what I did, but hey, it's my Ranger. It's no longer a Ranger. It's probably really more just a homebrew, but yeah, all the audio, is fed directly into the grids of the 6L6s with an 8-ohm input transformer, so yeah, I'm using my audio gear. It's really been reconstructed, basically, so quite intensive work to it. But yeah, it really made a difference on that, as far as that. But I guess the theory it is still the Ranger design. Just everything's externally done instead of inside, which is kind of nice as small as that chassis is. My fingers are a bit fat. It's a lot easier. So there's not much on that chassis part to reach my fingers into. And, on the design now, there's nothing really there to really fail. So hopefully that's going to be the case for a long, long time. And I think, as I mentioned, all the power supplies, they're turned off when it's not used, when I'm not talking. So there's no constant current and anything there to continuously put heat in there. So, that big 13K resistor, all that's even gone now. Anyway, let's see. I'm giving it to Charlie, I do believe, but there's a time or two. This one here, I'm using the oscillator circuit for the DDS, but I missed if I can come up with a little cheap transmitter. Sometimes it's all, like a old rig. Find it. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a flyer too, but guess this DDS doesn't quite have enough drive for anything above 20 meters, so it's pretty much a 160, 80, 40, 20 now, but I don't really go anywhere else anymore. So if the high bands come into play, I'll figure out how to get that changed down the road. Anyway, over to Charlie. Thanks for listening live in the group. Boy, oh, Perry, you made that comment on the other day. I'm good on QSO. I didn't respond. Just for note, I was on the throne. It's a good thing I didn't have a mic. But, my email's always good there. I'll have some interesting videos. Morning, Charlie. T4F and through King.
Looking for you.
Good morning, Mac. W4AX. And W4F in a line. Write that down. Mac got a good signal here this morning. That's what it's all about. I should have retired a lot earlier after 2 knee surgeries and 4 spinal surgeries. It was definitely time. So I didn't enjoy the last job I had. That was enjoyable. I had a good run at both of them, I guess. Anyway, not too much longer back. I was waiting on you guys to get in here. I'm not going to make for you this morning. I've got to run. So, over to you, and then turn to Don, WC4D. W4AX. WSNY.
Okay, well, I'll turn it to Jay. Turn it to Don. Just before welcome. Good morning, Don and Jerry and Kevin and Charlie.
I'm still here.
I've been talking to Don for a little bit. Just reading the mail. I was over working on a CAD program. I've got some work to do and needed to just want to finish up the CAD program so that the fans will not work. But I was over doing all the testing for you guys. And there are several just copying everyone just 2.5 on RF. Nobody's really coming in. And I started up here at 40 meters. Well, I've been retired almost 3 years. I really enjoy it. I stay pretty busy. I never seem to get everything on my road done, which I guess is good. I know there are some guys that have retired and sit around and watch TV. And Don, we're fine on downsizing. I think we all think about it. And, you never know when the time is. You've got a lot of things to another home. If you ever get inclined, make a list. Well, see, here I am talking about downsizing, and I'm thinking about buying your stuff. So, after that, keep Jay in here, and then you'll talk to Don. KK Power by now.
Sign me out, guys. W3 MMR.
Okay,
Okay, Matt, thanks very much. 74AX. Texas, 64 degrees. Gotcha, Gary. Later.
Thanks, Jerry.
Because the alarm cat didn't wake me up till 5:30.